Good morning, and thank God it's Friday. All right, so happy Valentine's Day weekend. I hope you enjoy your weekend this weekend with your significant other. Whatever you're going to do, hey, share it with us. Let us know what you're doing. Show us some pictures. Let's all have fun. Let's do this together. Let's share the love, right? Okay, so what did we learn from E.T. today? E.T. the hip-hop preacher. He gave us a little special edition called the Persistent Underdog. First of all, I love the word persistence. All right, that's something that Ashley and I, persistency and consistency, that is a key word to us right now. Our word of the year is consistency. Pretty much the same thing as persistent, right? Continuing to do the same thing over and over and over again and going back to it no matter what happens. All right, so that brings me to point number one, persistence. Point number one is take the fight to them. Persistence. Doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down. It doesn't matter how many times you get hit. It doesn't matter what happens, who says you can't do it. We've got to take the fight to them. We can't wait and let it come to us and just think, okay, if I just start asking for it, if I just start thinking about it, it's going to happen. We got to go out and do it, all right? You got to put action in that. We got to take the fight to them, because that moment where you decide, you know what, enough is enough. I'm going to take control of my health. Enough is enough. I'm going to take control of my finances. Enough is enough. I'm going to actually improve my marriage or improve my relationship with my kids, or I'm going to quit this, or whatever it is. That moment you make that decision, that's when it's going to get hard, all right? So you can't just sit back and say, okay, well, I've decided to do it now, so what's going to happen? You got to be ready to fight. You got to go out there and say, you know what? I'm going to identify these things before they even come to me, so when they get there, I can knock them out. I can walk through them, and I can stand strong and be victorious in that, right? A champion can't win from the ground. So we got to be up. We got to be ready and alert. We got to be ready to fight. All right, so number two, embrace those trials and tribulations. So again, as you make that decision, that's when it's going to get hard. Things are going to start coming against you. Family and friends might even turn against you and say, oh, you know, why are you doing this? You're not any fun anymore. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. And you got to be ready. Now, always do it in love, all right? When I say take to the fight, I'm not talking about literally fighting, all right? I'm not condoning fighting. What I'm saying is you got to always be ready for that. You got to be ready to stand strong and say, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep getting better, because I know this is what's right for me. All right, I'm an underdog here. I'm having to fight. I'm having to scratch. I'm having to claw. Do whatever I got to do to dig myself out of this hole that I've created for myself. Or, you know, some of us, let's be honest, I didn't come from this background, so I can't really relate. I want to, you know, and I feel for you, but I'm going to be honest, too. It's not fair for me to be like, oh, you know, I was this big underdog growing up, and I didn't have anything. I had more than most people have, and I was so blessed growing up, and it's really embarrassing the way that I threw it all away, to be honest. But I know that some of you out there didn't have a home when you grew up. You didn't have parents. You didn't have friends. You didn't have things going for you. And so you know what? You've had to fight harder than anybody else, and it's something to be proud of. Because everything you get, everything, every little ounce, every little inch you get, you've worked for it. And be proud of that, all right? Be proud of it. And it doesn't matter what somebody else has. Be proud of every little thing that you fought for, that you scratched for, that you clawed for, because it's all a gift, all right? And it's all comes through those trials and those tribulations. Look at those as opportunities, as gifts to make us stronger, to build our character, to say, you know what? Yes, it's hard. Yes, it hurts. But it's just like the muscle, right? You can't build the muscle without tearing it down, without breaking it down. That's how the muscle gets stronger and bigger, all right? And we're the same way. God allows these temptations, these trials, these tribulations in our life to draw us near to Him, to build our character, to make us that person so we can have that success we want, all right? Most of the time, you know, we want these things, and it's easy to ask, hey, I want to have this or I want to have that, but we wouldn't even know what to do with it if we had it. So embrace those trials and tribulations. And number three, we've got to believe against all odds, right? It reminds me of Martin Luther King. Believe, I've got a dream, right? Against all odds, he was willing to lay his life down. It didn't matter what happened, what anybody else said. Believe against all odds that your dream, that what you're chasing after is going to become a reality, all right? It doesn't matter who says you can't. It doesn't matter who doesn't support you. It doesn't matter what happened in your past. It doesn't matter, all right? All that matters is that you believe, because if you don't believe, nobody else is going to believe, right? Why would I believe if you don't believe? Why would you believe if I don't believe? You got to believe in your dream with everything you have, all right? So again, happy Valentine's Day weekend. If you can believe it, you can conceive it, and you can achieve it, all right? Remember that if you can believe it, you can conceive it. I'm a little tongue-tied here. If you can believe it, you can conceive it, and you can achieve it, all right? So enjoy your weekend. Talk about those dreams with your significant other, and go out there and achieve it, and let's change the world. I love you, and have a great day, and thank God it's Friday.